Hello, chat. Welcome on in, Scoundrels. Charles, Rainbow Marbers fan. How you guys doing? I'm still setting up the game because it's old. I'll switch to this scene. They can hear you now.
Hello. Fellas, it's Monday.
That's the wrong one. There we go. How was your weekends, chat? How we doing? I gotta relaunch the game. I think I launched it the wrong way. This game has unknown controller support, chat.
Unknown?
It's an
does that mean?
unknown. But they got no idea.
How would you describe the vibe of the Blob?
Saucy.
Okay. I'm excited.
Can you work with that?
Yeah, I can work with that.
We're getting saucy in here. Let me
Can we
know.
sauced?
Audio and everything, chat. It might be way too loud. We'll see.
Enjoy the lurk SMB fin. Enjoy the therapizing in 10 scoundrels.
Oh, I'm so late today.
Well, it's not really your fault.
God damn it. I'm a fool.
What am I looking
Chat,
at?
welcome to the Blob. The evil dictator.
He's Karl Marx.
He is Karl Marx.
Cool.
Him specifically.
Ew.
We're off to a great start. This is just like Splatoon Race Wars.
Hey, at least they stopped for the disabled. They're kind of based.
I gotta turn the music off.
That's from the game, and I was gonna have so many questions.
I'm scared to alt tab while the cutscene is playing, so we're just gonna deal with it for a little bit. It's fine.
No, it's adding to it so much.
Guys, it's the Blob.
This does look like Splatoon. What's going on?
Would you agree that saucy is an apt descriptor?
Yeah, I think so far.
So far.
It might dry out a little bit.
It's Carl Weezer. Alright, sorry music. I know this is epic and all, but the Blob...
It added so much to the opening cutscene.
The Blob is more epic. Is my controller working? Oh boy. Video games.
It seems they were right about unknown controller support.
They were right. Let me go configure my controller. God damn it. Yeah, they're evil, but they're kind of based.
Look, I'm just saying.
They treat everyone equally, okay.
They hate everybody, and not just disabled people, and that's kind of a W.
Okay, I'm launching the game through the controller setup this time.
Oh, I thought you just meant through the controller. I was gonna be like, that's not how video games work.
Is the game on stream?
Huh?
The game on stream.
Yes. What?
The controller's not working. What is wrong with you? Don't tell me I have to turn you into an Xbox controller. Don't tell me you're one of these games. I could play with mouse and keyboard, it doesn't work. But I want to play with controller. I know I can. That's how I always play this game.
We could mouse and keyboard this one, and then...
Oh yeah, it only supports Xbox. So what if I do this?
Are you gonna like lie to it and make it think it's an Xbox controller?
I sure am. Let's go.
Huge.
Okay. There's no files on this, right? I've already played this game. But I guess I could just play it again.
I'd hope so. Can you imagine? You start, it's like halfway through the game.
Experience. Okay, my best time
You
on this
can
level is
never-
half an hour, so everybody chat.
Oh my gosh.
Look,
Let's take down communism.
we're here. Look, okay. The evil ink people have invaded the island.
That wasn't very nice.
I agree, it wasn't very nice of them. Hello, Pippa. Pippa is very
Yo,
happy
they got
that I'm
the-
home, chat.
They got the Dragon Ball radar. Huge. Love that for them. This game's. I would have been terrified of this game as a kid. I just want you to know that.
Why?
I don't know. It's just like. It looks.
It's Team Sonic!
I would have been scared of this game. This game would have scared me.
Could you not handle the sauce as a kid?
Yeah, I was very anti. I'm still not like super aligned with the sauce. Imagine an undeveloped mind.
Well, they
Taking
just
all
killed
the
a
sauce at
man,
once.
so... 'Please still be streaming by 8, that's the plan.
8:30.
Yeah, the evil people are called Inked.
I don't. What are we?
We're the color underground. We're the resistance.
Sonic Underground?
Exactly.
Triplets born, the throne awaits.
See, welcome to the revolution.
I see.
The evil Inked Corporation.
It's giving Payday. You know what I mean? Like Payday 3.
No.
I don't know how to explain it.
This game's got way more sauce. Oh, I'm so back. Chat, welcome to the Blob.
Why is it counting down?
I forgot there's time limits in this game. See, this is a nice, chill, just paint the world game, you know? We're here to hang out and have good vibes.
Are you Color Splash?
It's like Color Splash if it was good.
Yeah.
It bothers me that their mouths aren't colored. What are you talking about?
I don't get it.
You don't get this game?
No.
What about it?
I don't get it.
We chill and we paint. And we bring life back to the residents of Chroma City. That's the Blob.
This is reminding me of a Genesis game I played once.
What game?
It was a advertisement for 7-Up. Let me see if I can find it.
Over here we have Sonic.
Yo, he's so cool. Didn't I make that joke last night?
What?
Sonic, he's so cool.
Is that a joke or just
Cool
a fact?
Spot. It is a fact. I played
I've
Cool Spot.
I've played Cool Spot on
Hasn't-
Game Boy.
Yeah, well, I played on Genesis, which is the Sonic console.
No,
So,
I played on Game Boy. The original Game Boy. Oh my god, they do the whole thing of speaking complete and utter gibberish, but sometimes you can hear a word. It's terrifying. It's the opposite of Splatoon. You're trying to start a revolution instead of stopping one. Exactly. This is how Splatoon got to where it was, you know? Welcome on in, Cinnamon.
Is Cool Spot fun?
The Game Boy Color one was a game that I didn't know how to play as a child, and I was very good at it. but it was a good game. It was a stolen game, but it was a good game.
In the European release, the 7-Up bottles are removed from the intro.
Oh, hell yeah. The people of the resort have been liberated. This is huge.
The game sold 1 million copies.
This game's got crazy dynamic music. Playing Splatoon 3 with 2 Joy-Cons and holding one of them like you hold a Wii remotes for shooters on the Wii. Dude, I love the Joy-Cons. And I won't hear anything else.
Do you think this would be Splatoon 0?
Yeah. This is Splatoon 0.
Okay.
Oh shit,
That
we
train
gotta mix
agrees.
colors, chat. This is the game that taught me color theory. Right here.
Really?
Yes.
Not kindergarten?
No.
Interesting.
I don't think I was in art until 1st grade, and by that time I'd played this game. Because I'm cultured, obviously.
They do teach you colors in school, right?
They do. I'll be honest, I probably wasn't paying attention when they did, but they
Now that I think about
definitely
it,
do.
I learned colors and stuff from my dad, who was an artist. So he would just be painting, and he'd be like, "Here, why don't you make this color for me?"
How did I
Which
not
is
know
so
he was
smart.
an artist until just now?
I've told you. Remember, he painted Elmo on my wall when I was at school, and I came
I know
home
he
and cried
painted
'cause
your
I was
wall,
scared
but
of
that
Elmo.
doesn't mean he's an artist. That just means he painted your wall. I didn't know he was a full artist.
He was amazing at art. Like basically anything he was amazing at. Music, art, baking. A local bakery stole one of his designs. He did like these really intricate Sesame Street cupcakes for my school. And a local bakery stole his designs for them. But he was like low-key a chill guy and he didn't care. I would have cared. I would have been mad about that, but no. And he would like paint. I want to say he painted Goku on my brother's wall. I'm pretty sure he did that.
You walk
And
in and oh shit, it's Goku.
He renovated houses, and he would get bored like when he wasn't doing stuff, and he would just start painting really pretty little intricate things on walls and then paint right over them. Yeah, he was an artist. He sold the accordion that he had though before I was born, and it's like, thanks. I wanted that. I'm still mad about it.
Get off the wall, bro. There we go. They teach colors but not color theory. That's true. I guess there is a difference.
I don't really know color theory. Like, what is it?
It's a lot of things.
What constitutes as color theory?
Colors being associated with emotions, I think, falls under it. A lot of it,
Really?
though, is just like what looks good next to each other and whatnot.
Oh, okay. I've been trying to learn music theory, and boy, half of it I'm like, this is really basic, and the other half of it I'm like, whoa, where am I?
And the other half, I'm like, ah!
Like I was reading a book about music theory this morning, and I was like, okay, this is like super basic, so I skipped a few pages, and then I was like, okay. Also, the science of colors and perceiving them as humans.
That's yellow.
Green would be low-key chill guy.
That propaganda tower broadcasts inked lies.
5G networks be like,
See, this chip. This is what happens when they install the 5G towers. God damn it, our city's gone to shit.
game's awesome.
I lost Rip Cinnamon. This is a low-key chill game. About a low-key not chill guy. This guy is not chill at all.
Low-key chill game, but Karl Marx.
Low-key chill game, except Karl Marx. And the Blob is very violent. He's a very violent
Are we
protagonist.
the Blob, or have we not met the Blob?
We are the Blob.
Like,
actually,
all of us?
His name is just Blob. We are the Blob.
Are we not playing as different people with every color? What's going? I'm confused.
No, we're this one guy who changes colors. He absorbs paint and then paints.
Ew.
He's like a sponge.
I was about to say, why is this sponge reforming my government?
Because he's the only one that can. Look how quickly he can paint all the buildings after they got sapped.
I think
come
he's
on in,
cheating.
Vega. You think he's cheating?
Yeah. I think he's cheating.
Ever notice how the Blob is the size of a kaiju? I don't think he's quite kaiju sized, but he is huge.
It's kind of poetic that he's painting and saving all these buildings he realistically wouldn't fit in.
I know. He's a true hero. It's also crazy that he touches something and not only does it become the color that he is, but he paints a pattern onto it as well. Like, if that's not power, I don't know what is.
Do you guys think the Blob is second in line for the ultimate life form?
It's really climbing up the rankings quick, huh?
I think, I don't know.
Onion,
Who are these people?
They're members of the revolution.
They're not doing anything.
Yeah, they are. They're giving me guidance.
That's stupid.
Look, the Blob isn't very smart. Okay. He is
Isn't he
just a
violent?
blob. He is very violent, but he's not very smart. He's also
When does he
taught
kill
that
people?
violence. Not in the first
He was
level.
taught violence?
Yeah, he was taught violence by one of the revolution members.
They ruined him.
He's very violent, though. He's violent
did
by
we
nature.
really-
I think it's hard to deny that he's violent by nature. When the opening cutscene of the first level, he literally kills a man within seconds of the game beginning.
Well, he seems a little impressionable. I feel like if Karl Marx wanted him on his side, it would not take that much effort.
Come here. Let's go. Blimp acquired.
So, you know, maybe I should just watch the story play out and see if it answers my questions.
Gotta learn more of the Blob lore.
So far, I'm confused.
I mean,
I
that's
thought this was a like. Thank you. I thought this was like. I thought there was violence. Like I thought you'd kill people.
This is the first level, babe.
So there is like.
I didn't know you had such a bloodlust.
No.
If you want to kill people, then we can get a move on.
No, but like. You described it as like social reform meets platforming, and now I'm a little confused.
It is social reform. Look at this.
Do the people want this though?
Yes, they're parading through the streets. Look at them go.
They're angry.
They are not.
I don't actually see the people in the street.
There's these little blobs running around. I just ran one over. This guy.
Oh.
Look at him.
He's running in fear.
No, they're happy. I let them out of their boring office jobs. See, here comes more of them right now. I've liberated them.
They're screaming.
Of joy. Screams of joy. They're going, oh my god! The Blob, I love you!
I think the Blob is wearing the world's largest pair of rose-tinted glasses. I don't think this is true.
How can you wear rose-tinted glasses to an event that is currently occurring? How is one nostalgic for the present? I mean, it's very impressive, but how?
The Blob, he's so cracked, he's so smart that like the present trivializes him and he's constantly thinking ahead.
Alright, but if he wasn't a true hero, then would he take down this propaganda tower?
He's bleeding everywhere.
He's filling it with color. Look at that.
It pains him. Now he's gonna spread his own propaganda.
Okay, but it's the good propaganda.
He's gonna tell everybody to like quit their jobs and be entrepreneurs, and then like society's gonna crumble.
Well, society seems to be doing fine right now with everyone walking into their office buildings. So. The floor. Look at the crumbling road infrastructure under this dictatorship. We gotta do something.
Yeah, because now we'll have pretty colored debris.
The streets are polluted with ink. Look at this. This is a disaster. The people cannot live like this. There's ink at the luxury seaside apartments, dude.
The rich deserve to be knocked down a few pegs anyways.
You know, you might have a point. But the Blob, he does not discriminate. Okay.
Yeah, he does. He kills people.
Okay, well...
That's
he does not discriminate against the people we care about, so...
That's not base.
You know,
Do you
water
think the
kills
Blob
him.
dreams?
Fun fact.
This game's great.
Yeah, water kills him. You gotta be careful.
What is he made out of?
Paint. That's why water kills him.
So if he was left out to dry for too long, he would like, you know. Somebody in my neighborhood built an igloo.
Damn.
Yeah. I don't know how they did it. It was massive too.
That's impressive.
I should have taken a photo, but by the time I registered what I was looking at, it was too late.
No, what are you compared to Splatoon? Yeah, look at it. What is this if not Splatoon before Splatoon happened? And also like single player.
Splatoon has a single player campaign, right?
Yeah, but I'm dying. I'm not only dying. It doesn't even hold a candle to this.
Oh no, because
maybe
then he would dry.
maybe the sequels aren't able to hold a candle to this, but the first game, nah. This is the revolution, baby.
The sound effects are familiar. That is all.
Listen to how happy the citizens are to be freed. This is the beauty. This
You're
game's
quite literally
about
painting
freedom
the
and
town red.
expression. Isn't red a beautiful color?
It's freedom and expression for one person.
They can
The
repaint
community is
it.
just being controlled by a different party.
They can repaint it.
But then he'll kill them.
He won't. He'll move on. He doesn't live here.
He doesn't?
No. He comes to the citizens in their moment of need, and then retreats back to the forest.
He's like the giant from Majora's Mask.
Yeah, sure. Just like the giants of Majora's Mask.
Isn't that kind of beautiful?
You know, it really is. What's not
What do you think
beautiful,
he
I'll be
eats?
honest, is the platforming in this game. I think he eats color.
Do you think he likes shrimp?
This is a seaside town. Not that he lives here, but like, shrimp is on the table.
Do you think he'd paint the table or eat the shrimp?
Well, he'd probably paint it on accident.
Do you think colors make him hungry?
He's got synesthesia.
Ironically, I feel like the colors in this game don't look very good.
It's an old game.
They're quite dull. They should remake this game, but add like a reputation system.
What?
You know?
So this is where all the coffee shops used to be.
Like imagine. You know? Like think about it. A reputation system in this game.
Gotta get that rep, bro.
And
You
like
gotta-
a side campaign
You gotta
where you
send out
can
your
join.
own. Yeah, you gotta send out your own propaganda to get your own supporters to start the revolution.
It's kind of like Shadow of 5. Like
What?
you could be like good, or you could be like on the ink side, or you could like be kind of like a vigilante of color.
I feel like the
And
Blob
be on nobody's side.
really can't be on the ink side. I feel like his fundamental existence relies on
exists.
the existence of color.
He learns to embrace the darkness.
If he embraces the darkness, he dies.
Sometimes that's what you have to do what's right.
Yeah, you hear that? Don't stand up for yourself. Sometimes you need to sit down and die, and let the
Embrace
more
grayscale,
qualified
exact-
people live on for you.
No, like he makes an impact. Like I don't know. I'll come up with something later.
I think you're reaching.
I think he's reaching the breaking point because he's kind of not good.
What is he breaking? I can paint
The law?
this? Fuck.
Ethics? Probably windows when he rolls all over them.
I have not seen a single window, actually.
They're in jail.
Exactly. He's restoring the
And
windows,
he's-
if anything.
Making a jail look pretty doesn't change its function.
He's freeing them. They're running through the streets.
Screaming.
Yeah, because they're so happy. We'll go back to looking Barbara's fan.
How do you fix that?
See, you're referring to painting things as fixing them.
No. I'm referring to a pipe breakage is what it is. It's just a problem that needs fixed. Ew, so he's fine. So he's fine. So he's fine.
Okay.
So he can be ink. Look at him. He even gets arms. He's so fine.
Hey, you think he's fine?
I do. He's swimming, bro. Can he go up it? Okay. Minor problem. Oh.
Are you sure he's fine?
Yeah.
Not the smiley face. See, now the vibes
I
are
don't-
gone. All the
I
music
don't
is
know
now
where...
back to being slow.
I don't know where I've heard these sound effects before, but they stand out to me.
It's because they're saucy. Hello, citizens.
That
Welcome
sounds like
to a
an
life
old
of freedom and
Android.
expression.
That's what they all say.
That is what I'm saying right now. You're correct.
I bet that's what Karl Marx said. Are you two really any different?
I think there's a couple differences. Did you miss the detail where we're not the communists?
But what do we stand for?
Freedom and expression!
Which will fall apart without structure.
Look, freedom and expression. The free market will regulate itself.
No.
The free market
No,
will
it
regulate
won't.
itself. There have never been any problems with the free market. Everyone knows this.
Yeah, sure. And expression. Everybody's going to use expression as an excuse to do whatever they want. You punch somebody in the street,
Well,
you're
there's still
expressing
laws.
yourself. Upheld by who?
Upheld by the government.
What government? The blob
Us.
of paint?
Yes. I wouldn't want to get on his bad side.
Are we getting rid of the police?
We're instating our own police because the police are corrupt. And
So when the blob, when a blob starts speeding 90 degrees down a residential neighborhood, a school zone no less, who does something about it?
Well, no one, because he's above the law. Because this isn't communism, okay? Everyone's unequal.
Oh, so when
SMH.
little Jimmy gets hit by a 90-mile-per-hour car, that's his fault, because car driver was expressing himself.
Well, as long as the blob wasn't the one driving the car, then it's the driver's fault.
So there is law. There's like jail. There's like police.
Yes. There are prisons later in this game. That were there before
Okay.
the dictator.
Who governed before Carl?
The blobs don't have public transport. They actually do have public transport, I think. We'll see. Remember, this is a beach town. This is like a resort.
All the more reason to have at least a holding facility.
Do we think one of the revolutionaries was in the government before the takeover?
They had to be for them to care this much.
Well, everyone is suffering.
These people... Some people are not fit to run the government.
You're really trying here.
I don't even know what I'm talking about anymore.
You're really trying. I commend you.
I kind of forgot how this started. I'm just keeping it going. Hello, Epic Red Hot. Welcome in.
Welcome on in. How's it going? Quick move. Are you getting down now? See, look.
I can't handle this discussion. What? I can't
That's
read
the
that.
paint bot transmitter. He didn't tell me what it did. Okay, never mind.
I can't use this in my argument.
You'll see the freedom and expression really start to shine through in the next level. I
That's
promise
what
you.
I'm worried about.
What, you're worried about arts and music and sports? Recreation? You think people should be locked in their offices working all day?
I think that people need to work to keep society functioning. Because believe it or not, soccer does not support business.
Yes, it does. It is a business. It supports itself. Boom.
So when I want groceries and all the grocery workers are playing soccer,
Well, that's not the
Wait,
grocery workers. Okay, the grocery workers are all people who express themselves through art instead, and art isn't paying them enough money to make a living.
don't tell me that stocking groceries is art.
I didn't. I said that their art isn't making them enough, so they have to work menial labor.
So they're unhappy
They're happier
because
because they're allowed to express their art in their free time rather than work all day every day.
because okay, flipping the script a little, they don't seem, for a society so interested in art and recreation, they don't seem to really have any strong culture.
Well,
Are
it's
there
because their culture
festivals?
just got erased. You
So-
forget the authoritarian takeover.
I don't forget.
It's-
How old is
I think the blob is ageless.
ageless?
He's like a concept.
He's like, you think he's like millennia old or like 20?
He's like a forest guardian.
Okay. Did he have a childhood?
Who's to say?
Not the Blob. Does he speak? Is he silent protagonist?
He's a silent protagonist. He's the one protagonist
Okay.
with a mouth, and yet he can't talk.
Before he uses it, just I can't even think of anything. Do you think it's ironic that a man so full of color is truly quite morally gray?
He's only morally gray under your very specific lens that you have spent the past 30 minutes cultivating.
Has it been a half hour already? Turbo was a substitute teacher and wedding photographer. That sounds fun.
Life experience. You know what I was before a streamer? Seth.
Do you relate to the Blob?
Not really.
Because as an artist, I don't either. So I'm a little confused who he's appealing to.
He himself is not the artist. He is merely the liberator with which to bring forth new art to the city.
He is definitely the next dictator.
He leaves. You know they made a sequel, right? And he leaves the city. This is like
Oh my
a
gosh, it's
confirmed
like
canon
Ocarina of
fact.
Time.
This is a canon fact that he does not come back here after he saves it. He's not the
So
dictator.
he doesn't actually care.
Whatever, his job is done. On to new people who need him. You know?
The Blob isn't about music theory, that's an instant fail.
Evil never sleeps, alright? He goes where the
I
evil
know,
goes.
because I've never seen him sleep. Maybe if you took a nap, it would as a mage.
You're so judgmental.
I am judging with my two eyes and the common sense in my brain.
Listen and look to the environment around you and tell me that this is not a happier place than when we first showed up. Oh,
We are.
your tone is super strange.
It's kind of desaturated, actually. That's what I'm saying. I was also going to say that we are looking around and observing how much quote-unquote happier they are, quite literally through the lens of the person who is supposedly liberating them.
Yeah, and
I
look,
would
they're
really
parading
like-
through the streets.
I would like a second opinion. I think
They're
a
conga lining.
neutral third party. Where?
There's confetti falling from the sky.
That's wasteful. That is an environmental hazard. Who's doing that? And tell them to stop.
Who's responsible?
They aren't even fixing a tar leak. Exactly. This is like, we are seeing this through the most biased POV. I would love to see this through a neutral third party.
Well, you yourself.
As if
aren't
we're
very much of
doing
a
this.
neutral third party, I don't think.
That's ink. You're right. Because like, if we're the Blob and it's this like kind of desaturated, then what would it look like to somebody who's not doing it? It would look even more like the ink it started as.
I feel like that's scientifically not true. What is color?
Is he a man of science?
What is color if not a surface reflecting light into your eyes? How does the color blank? How's the color black
And what are my
scientifically?
eyes if not the receiver of lies?
I don't think your eyes are receiving lies. I think your brain is interpreting them as lies.
You mean to tell me my brain is defective, sir?
You know what? Yes. Fuck you. If you fail to see the joy, they're dancing on the rooftops. Look at them go. They are ecstatic. Where? Right here.
And they're covered in paint, which you so recklessly mowed them over with.
They were paint. They were color before. Before they got sold, they were snatched from their homes and forced to work in the offices for the evil corporation.
Now they're forced to dance in the street or they're labeled as ungrateful.
They're choosing to dance in the street.
So what's
They've been given freedom and expression.
Genuine gameplay question here. Is there a reason to not paint everything one color?
It's kind of hard.
Why are you repainting everything?
I'm trying to reach a building I hadn't painted yet.
Oh, okay.
And I'm struggling. Don't mind me.
I won't. I'll think about politics and
I don't think
social
this is
reform.
the way to do this. Yeah, we'll just... No, but this won't
Perfect
work
size
either.
for a dog to eat. I'm glad I don't have dogs, because I haven't thought about that, because I don't have dog.
My dog demands belly rubs every day when I get home. Every day.
Oh, the more color you use, the more points you get? Oh, okay. So that does encourage you to not just use one color.
There we go.
Why are we painting it gray?
It's
Is that
brown.
not towing the line? Oh.
You're colorblind.
Fun fact. I was gonna say, fun fact for people in the audience, I'm colorblind.
Maybe that's why you think that this isn't a good thing.
No. Let me cook. That is very great of me.
100% painted. I missed a single tree.
We're painting nature.
I'm gonna find this tree.
We're treating everything as a man-made surface.
No, we're restoring life and color to the world.
Man
the trees
did not
were
make
bleached.
the ground we walk on.
There are no man here.
That's what you want to focus on?
Does this look like man to you?
Did you snatch the color from that citizen's body?
No, I snatched her from this evil robot.
What made it evil?
It
Your
made by the
perception?
evil corporation.
Did he want to be made?
And nobody wants to be made.
Good answer.
Nobody wants to be made, and does that stop anybody? He still chooses to commit
it
evil
can't.
acts.
Well, does
Not
he?
wanting to be born is not an excuse for crime.
What crime did he commit?
He is the means by which the color
he
in the world
walked
is
too
stolen.
close to you? Did he look at you funny?
He didn't look at me
Did
at
you
all 'cause I
watch him
killed
do
him.
it? Yeah, I know you did.
There's the last tree. Look at that. Boom. Trees. See, we've restored peace to this beautiful beach town.
No.
The citizens are happy. They conga line to the street. They're having
All
a good
we've
time.
done is make ourselves feel better.
Why is there's a reward for everything and then there's time limit, which you inevitably cannot get while getting everything else? That's evil, bro.
That car agrees.
100%ing the first game would be a chore sometimes. So glad 2 marks everything on the compass instead of just certain things. Dude, I love wandering around this levels aimlessly until I find what I'm looking for. See, look, here, pay attention, okay? Does this look like a happy and thriving society? It's a police state. There's police in their office buildings. They are forced to work day in and day out.
He has tactile buttons. I'd be happy. I'm sorry. I shouldn't laugh at the suffering.
Look at him. He's
Is
experimenting.
your phone going off?
He's experimenting.
He's on LSD.
Look at him. He's escaped to his happy place.
So we symbolize.
There's a squirrel. And look, he's
He finds
disciplined.
nature abusive.
He's disciplined for his expression.
He's disciplined for not doing his job.
He's so totally gray, babe.
That seems prejudiced towards a
well,
color.
That's all the dialogue we're getting. It's time for violence. It's Biff.
Is this not the same thing that would happen with the Blob in charge when they have to work to support their hobbies and joys and passions?
Yeah, but the Blob
They
doesn't.
also
The Blob doesn't smack them over the head when they don't work. Society
Blob
does
is not
when they
their
can't pay their
manager.
taxes.
the Blob is not their manager. Under the Blob's Deblerica instead of America.
It's not
they would
his. He
still-
leaves.
I know. So these problems would still be happening. He's not doing anything. He's reforming to make himself feel better, and when he walks away, it's all back to how it was.
There's no evidence to support that, considering that the people that caused the takeover in the first place are dead.
I'm sorry, but there's no evidence. It's genuinely such a funny retort.
There's no evidence to support that. My opponent is making shit up.
Your Honor, no thank you.
Your Honor, objection. Wrong.
Objection,
Lies.
what's happening?
Objection, what the fuck? What are you talking
Your Honor,
about?
what are you talking about?
That's a nice argument, Senator. Apparently you can also progress the loading screen comic by tilting the control stick. I assumed I could just hit A to continue the comic, but no. See, look, Inked controls the banking and finances from this area. They have a monopoly over the
So
banks.
people file their taxes for them.
Radiant musicians have been forced to become accountants.
That sounds great.
That's not the life they chose. Maybe for you.
We need that. I want to be both, but
Maybe if you want to go start an accountant band, be my guest. But you know what? You had the freedom and expression to do that. These people were forced.
I did not. You want to know why I want to be an accountant? Have you seen what they make a year?
Yeah, I think I
I
found
didn't
the fundamental
just-
misunderstanding. You don't understand freedom of expression. You only understand profit.
I
I
don't
get it.
understand freedom of expression. You don't understand the fact that you cannot be free and expressive without a lack of structure.
Yeah.
You want to know what life was like when we had freedom and expression? That's when the lords owned the land that the serfs were on. That's how they were free and express themselves.
When's the last time you took
That
a
was-
history class?
Yeah. Nigga, that was such good timing. Oh my gosh. That like factory resetted my brain.
We did it, chat. We win.
What
That sounds
happened?
like hell. See, Mega gets it. Mega, imagine if your band were rounded up by the police state and forced into being accountants. And if you refused, you would be beaten with batons.
That is not what happened.
That is exactly what happened in that cutscene.
Your Honor, he's manipulating my statement.
Your Honor, she forgot what the cutscene was.
Your Honor, help.
Alright, time to kill these guys.
Your Honor, he's resorting to violence.
Yeah, and I'm happy about it.
Are they?
They're dead. They feel nothing.
Neither will you here soon.
Kill me. You won't. This is the bank.
That's
Look,
you.
This is the Bank of Ink. The Bank of Ink. Alright.
I'm sorry. Are banks evil? He's bleeding out from the unrighteousness of his heart.
Look at that. Look at that beautiful bank.
You put tubas on it. What do you mean?
It's beautiful. That right there is
No.
expression. That is a music hall. That right
I
there
don't
is an
need
amphitheater for the
expression.
arts.
I need a bank. Not tubas.
Well, we're in.
There's a time and place
Where
for
are we right now,
everything.
actually? What level is this? We're in the uptown, alright? The banks are for the downtown. This is poor city planning on the government's part. That's why we're overthrowing government. They're bad civil engineers.
We're overthrowing government because the city planners did a bad job.
We're overthrowing the government because the government flew in the egg carrier, imprisoned all of the citizens.
The
into...
egg carrier has a great theme song. What's the problem?
Guys, what's the problem?
I was thinking about that song this morning.
Egg carrier does have a sick beat.
It does.
But you know, Eggman wasn't the one piloting the egg carrier. What if these guys killed Eggman, took his shit, and then started conquering
Why is
cities?
Eggman in here?
Because they
Why
flew
is
in a
Sonic
giant
canon
doomsday
now?
airship.
So now Sonic lore applies.
The stream is called the Sonic of Splatoon.
Your Honor, that statement was irrelevant. Selling that to the judge is crazy.
Isn't that basically one of what the objections is, though?
Yeah, but it's not. It's not quite worded like that. You also don't tell it to the judge. So Sonic, does he apply to our arguments?
I better try to edit my stream info. What you doing, cat?
Was she trying to edit?
Look, the Blob is very much a Sonic type character, okay? He's fast. He
Okay.
helps those in needs. He does things his own way. He does not bow to authority.
But is he canon?
Is Sonic canon?
Yeah. Can I use him for my arguments, or is he not canon?
Well, chat, what do you think?
Guys,
The only real link
Can I-
here is the egg carrier airship that they flew in on, obviously. So, I clipped the nerd boom. Hell yeah, epic red.
that's such a good clip.
I haven't got to my clips in so long.
He's non-canon. Okay.
Listen to the song right now. You hear how the music in the streets
sick.
pick up as people are freed from their jobs.
I want to remind you that we are playing through the perspective of the Blob himself. And also, he did add tubas to the bank.
So what's your argument here? That he's like hallucinogenic?
Quite possibly. I was not going to say it, but if you want to say it for me, then yes. And also,
He's trying to bring art, freedom to this city of people who are suffering, and you label him as having a mental problem?
Your Honor,
is this
my
is this
client
what
makes
I'm
a great my client makes a great statement. The title of the current song is Unstoppable. Is that not representative of his mindset as a person?
That's
Blob.
representative of art as a form. Art is
No.
unstoppable. The human soul cannot be chained up,
They
and that
stopped
truly is
art
what this game
pretty
is
well.
about.
They
They
did
stopped
get
art. They stopped art temporarily. He's pulling up, and he's proving that art is unstoppable actively.
He's pulling up.
He's pulling up. He's pulling up as a ball.
A Blob even. Am I saying the Blob is domestic terrorist? I don't think he's a domestic terrorist,
Okay.
but I do think he would commit murder with intent.
Look, I'm not on her side here, but I will say he's definitely not a domestic terrorist because he's not from this place.
He definitely would commit murder with intent, and also I do think would commit actions that directly threaten or scare the public intentionally.
Intentionally? What kind of intention?
I do think
with
he
the
would.
intention to scare, or like it was a conscious action with the side effect of scaring? What kind of intention are we talking here?
I think both. I do think he would be the type to intentionally do something that either corrals or frightens the public, not quite harm, but
So he's your dad.
what?
That's what I'm hearing.
In which instance? Because I might agree.
Well, you know, intimidating doctors, opening chat rooms just to tell people to leave him alone, fighting people with
He wanted to
brooms,
be alone. He fought his friend with the broom. To be fair, he lost.
fighting people with brooms. You know, I'm just saying, there's a lot.
Is broom fights terrorism, though?
Scaring people isn't terrorism. Like
Neither is
it's
playing funny music at the doctor's office.
neither is playing funny music in the streets of your liberated city.
Yeah, the playing funny music in the bank that you overtook, that you usurped, that you installed tubas in because you like tubas.
Because it
and
used to
not
be tubas.
Thinking of
You're
vote.
not paying
Where's
attention
the
to the lore.
democracy? There's no democracy. I just noticed that.
Look, I never said there'd be
There's no
democracy. We are not here to set up the government structure. We are here to liberate them from the
We
hostile
can't
takeover.
do both. We can't be doing that.
We aren't doing both. We're doing exactly one. We're liberating them and then
We
leaving them to
can't.
figure it out.
We can't be doing that. Mass confusion.
So
is
you're
gonna-
saying that we have to be the ones dictating these people's lives. So you
kind
are
of
fundamentally are on the side of the authoritarian government because you believe people must be controlled and that freedom and expression is directly opposed to functional society.
We are not setting people free if we are changing their structures and way of life. We install tubas in their banks.
We
We
setting
have all
people
right to
free by
assume that
removing
bank-
the structure unwillingly forced upon them. People build their own
And
structures.
installing a new one.
We are not installing any structure. That's arguably the
We
main
did.
problem here.
We did though because we installed tubas on the bank, which is now presumably a building of recreation instead
Tubas
of
are not a structure,
financial
they're an
housing.
instrument.
Fair. That's very fair.
That's-
Oh, he did it again. This is unjust. He can't.
This
be doing
used to
this.
be the musical hub of the city. You are suppressed.
And
Alright,
now we
think
have two of them, and they're gonna compete.
good.
One of them's gonna go
You
to
know
business.
what competition is good for? The consumer. They compete. It forces them to drive prices down. Basic law of economics. That's the free market, baby. There has never been a problem with the free market.
Your Honor. Help. Who is this?
He's not a domestic terrorist. He's an international terrorist.
He's painting the town red. Your Honor, he is painting the town red.
Red is a beautiful color. Red is the color of passion, alright? I consider myself
And
a very
violence.
passionate person. Well,
you the
violence
Blob?
is a part of passion. Arguably. I feel like you could argue that passion is the greatest motivator for violence, you know? Mismanaged passion, you know? A crime of passion is
Mismanaged
often
is
a murder.
quite the understatement.
Yeah, you know. You're not handling your emotions very well, but it is ultimately motivated by passion, is it not?
Are you saying murder is a technique for de-stressing?
I mean, let's be real here. It could be. It's not
Yeah.
a good one, but I imagine for at least some people who have killed someone, they probably felt pretty good afterwards. They probably felt a little
Not to
relieved.
bring up... Not to color theory, red has more positive correlations. No, see, points like that, you're absolutely right. Your Honor, I admit I was wrong.
She only
See, I'm
admits
not
she was
biased.
wrong because it wasn't me who said that.
If you had said it, say it right now.
No. Because it's not
Your
not
Honor.
my it is not my thought. I will not take credit for that.
Yeah, instead you agreed that it correlates with murder, and that murder could potentially be causative.
I said it correlates with passion, which you said correlates with violence, you said it correlated with violence. I said that violence is often caused by passion, and that there is a link there.
He's forcing them into the town square.
They walked here.
They're in pain.
This is not Katamari. I did not move them over here physically.
That's a whole nother game for a whole nother philosophical debate.
I don't think I can defend the Katamari guy.
I've actually never played that game. Welcome to the politics, Rainbow.
Hi, Rambo. I hope you're ready for ample political discussions about authoritarianism and what it means to be free. Because she right now is on the side of the communist government, believing that
No.
freedom and expression, and that the free market takes away the structure needed for a functional society, and that by liberating the people, we are causing a societal collapse.
I only agree with some of that. I only disagree with the first part, quite honestly.
You disagree
Are
with
we
the part
not-
that we are freeing them.
I need context. Well,
So, Rainbow, let me paint you a picture here, okay? This city, this is Chroma City.
sorry, that was fun.
Chroma City has been invaded by a corporation known as the Inked Corporation, right? They're run by an authoritarian. They're basically a private military, right? They have enacted a police state on Chroma City. As you will see, we can prove this in the next area. That will be swarming with police officers. I can guarantee it. They have invaded the city. They have drained the city of all of its cover, kidnapped all of the citizens, and forced them into working boring accountant jobs. You can see one of them on this poster right here. This is a man working his 9-to-5 that he did not ask for. We are currently liberating a district of musicians who were forced into being accountants against their will. If they refused,
Your Honor?
they were physically beaten with batons, as shown in the opening cutscene to this level. And we are going through and we are repainting their city that has been stripped of color, restoring the musical elements back to the uptown district here, and driving out the oppressors.
Your Honor, if it pleases this court, may I remind you that we took jobs from people who were currently working, who were currently employed.
We took jobs
who
from
need
people
that
who
money
didn't
to
want
support
jobs.
Their family. We took jobs from people who did not like their current job but still required jobs.
I would argue
May I
that
remind you,
a good
we
chunk of these
still
people
have
we have
current-
freed were previously employed as musicians and were forced into a line of work that they were not only unwilling
they
to
are
work,
no
but
longer-
possibly unfit for.
I disagree.
Look at that. That is the That is the
What?
dictator right there.
That's a
Enki.
sick statue. Is that not art?
That's propaganda.
A form of art.
That's so.
Yes. I stand by what I said.
Listen to the people cheer as we retake the bridge.
Are they cheering or are they afraid?
They're cheering. All right.
For context, Rainbow, the Blob kills people.
They have universal healthcare under the authoritarian, though. They don't have any healthcare. Their healthcare
How do we
is
know
getting
that?
drowned because the invading
By the
company.
paint the Blob leaves behind.
No, by the ink that the invading company leaves behind. That is proven to be toxic, as we demonstrated earlier in the stream. If you sit in the ink for
You
too
know
long,
what
you
else
die.
is toxic? Confetti thrown in the streets. That's toxic.
How is that toxic?
We're exchanging one evil for another. Do you?
What
no, that's
chemicals
like
are a part of confetti?
It's an actual environmental movement to stop throwing confetti at events, actually. That's like
Look,
authoritarianism aside.
I agree.
That's an actual environmental movement.
I agree, but is it toxic?
To
Or is
the
it just
fish
shredded
in the
paper?
water supply? To the fish in the water we depend on to drink? Yes. To the environment, thank you! Your Honor, if it pleases the court, we're exchanging one evil for another.
If it pleases the court. She's here to make herself look the best that she possibly can to sell her argument, rather than sticking to her morals.
These are my morals. I'm sorry, you can't look good and be honest.
My morals are looking good.
I'm sorry, you can't do both. Confetti be considered as pollution? Yes, and it is.
It can be considered as pollution. I was mainly questioning, can it be considered toxic? Is it made up of toxic chemicals, or is it just harmful?
Epic Red Hot makes a great point. There is a cover of the song Toxic in the files. Presumably from Blob's POV.
From Blob's POV?
He is thinking these thoughts.
So, Your Honor, I'd like to point out a logical contradiction that my opponent has made. My opponent has now both argued that Blob sees this revolution as positive and liberating for the city, as well as toxic. These seem like conflicting viewpoints, and I don't see how Blob could hold both of these two viewpoints about himself and his operation simultaneously, which leads me to believe that this is made up.
Your Honor, if it pleases the court, may I remind you, I never said that Blob views this as a positive change. I argued
yes,
that he is more
Every time I said it was a positive change, you said through Blob's eyes.
Because it is with Blob. No.
Every time.
I say that
time.
to
Check
Blob
the record.
it's positive
Check the record.
because he's
Check
doing
the
it.
record.
Your Honor?
Check the record. You just said, exactly, you just said through his eyes that it's positive.
Because he is the one doing it, and he views all of his
he views it as positive, exactly.
Your Honor. Can one not view their actions as positive and also recognize the harm they are doing simultaneously? Is the Blob not a complex character?
No, he doesn't talk.
Your Honor.
Yeah?
Thank you. For your service. In our structured society, which has freedom in art, but also governmental structure.
And you know what? This society doesn't. This society doesn't have freedom in art. And isn't that fucked up?
Because
Can't we strive? Can't we strive for a world closer to our own than a world like this one? This world is a mess. It's sad, really.
Your Honor. Your Honor, can we call someone?
Who the fuck is Your Honor, chat? Which one of you here?
Does anybody want to be the judge? You want to be the judge? Okay. Your Honor, dang it, that's a good point. That's even funnier with the idea that the judge hasn't even said anything.
Cinnamon is the honor. Because I gotta take a shower.
Absolutely, Your Honor.
The cover of Toxic is in the files for the sequel, therefore it does not apply to this debate.
I love Mega going back and forth on which side he's on.
He's on the side of facts. And you know, can
That's
you really
true.
fault him?
Which is why I feel like he mostly supports me.
Have you ever considered that you're viewing your own viewpoint through a tainted, rose-tinted glasses of your own lens, which views it as a positive viewpoint?
Have you ever considered that you keep rapidly changing what is good and bad about the Blob's plan?
Expound.
I
Expound.
was forced onto her side because she referred to me as my client. That doesn't look very good to the court.
Oh, so you're bribing people. Either bribes and or threatening witnesses?
Threatening? Where did you get threatening?
Intimidating. You strong-armed him into being your client?
When?
He did not consent to being your client. You told him that he was your client now, and he is...
No problem with that, though.
He has a...
Do my eyes deceive me? Is that not in writing?
Your Honor, there's no problem with forcing this man to be my witness. Be on my side.
Your Honor, he consented in writing. Can I get more concrete?
That's like a terms of service like acceptance. He consented in writing because he had no choice.
He did have a choice.
This is
That's not
manipulative.
very cash money of you. It is not manipulation.
This is wiped out all over again. This is manipulative. He quote unquote consented after you pressured him into doing so.
When
Does
did
not
I
look
pressure
good.
him? I simply referred to him as my
Your
client,
Your
to
Honor,
which he agreed
I would
on
like
his
to approach
own
the
volition.
bench. I'd like to approach the bench, okay? Look, everyone present
Who's
right
on the
now.
bench?
It's undeniable, okay, that my opponent here has made some very good points. But at the end of the day, her character, I think we've proven time and time again, really
It's quite
betrays her
charming.
credibility. She's willing to take such cutthroat and, dare I say, unethical lengths in order to make her argument. No matter how sound that argument may be, you have to wonder, should this be the person you're listening to? And
Your
I'd like to
Honor,
make it
is
clear,
it not-
I do not believe her argument is strong enough. Regardless, but I would like to call attention to it. For the sake of the what's the word? Not necessarily dignity. The authenticity of the court, if you will.
Your Honor, may I object? Is it not a sign that he is out of points for his own argument if he is resorting to commenting on my character, which is irrelevant to the case, which is circumstantial, which is not part of what I am saying?
Circumstantial.
Is it not indicative that he is out of thoughts, out of statements, and out of evidence for his own claims and supports
I would
that
like.
he must resort to judging my... Your Honor, I am not done. He must resort to judging
Am I
my
your
own
honor
character.
now?
Do you want to be?
Am I your honor?
Didn't
If I'm
think
your
so.
honor, then I think I win.
No, you are my
Because I'm
you
the
are my
judge.
opponent. No, you are my opponent. Your
And why
Honor,
should you
may I
refer to me
remind
as
you?
your honor?
Your Honor, we only have 20 minutes. It's 8:09.
I would just like to say that I have not. I have already made the points that I feel like I need to, and we've been going around in circles as she tries aimlessly to dismantle my already presented points. I have presented several pieces of evidence of citizens unhappy with current rule. The entire authoritarian takeover itself was the first thing witnessed on this stream. A lot of her other complaints are factually just untrue, which can also be proven merely by observing the gameplay. And I feel like I've already made my case and don't need to continue.
Your Honor, may I harken back to the fact that he did resort to a judge of my character
That's because you
for the
won't
sake
shut
of
the
my
fuck up.
claims? Your Honor, he is resorting to derogatory terms. Given the time that we currently have present and the unfounded claims that we have yet to prove due to our lack of evidence from not being able to quite visually support and contextualize our claims, I ask that we adjourn the case to a later date, potentially Friday at 5:30,
I'd like to apologize.
if it pleases the court.
I'd like to apologize and commend VOD watchers for making it this far because I have a feeling you're tired of this.
Okay. This may not be the one for you, fellas. I apologize. Invite Desmond to the next. Oh, he'd get a kick out of this. He would love this.
Here, anyway, as I can demonstrate right now, police in the streets, forcing people back to work, back into their homes. For all we know, their homes are their workplaces, and that is not healthy.
I can't.
You know, I booted up stream today. I had a long day, you know, class was fine, whatever. I just didn't get a lot of sleep. Had a long day. I come home. I'm like, you know what? I'll play the Blob. I'll have a good time. And then it's turned into
And you
a
did.
moral and ethics debate about society. I'm surprised that I've managed to talk this long.
I'm very good at talking endlessly. Your Honor, I feel that the character does matter to this court, and I believe that an investigation should be launched on the characters of both the plaintiff and defendant. That's kind of baller. I'm being honest. I'm confused, like, genuinely. I'm so sorry.
Is that how you know you had a good court case? Court case, the jury walks out and is just confused. They just don't know what the hell happened. I don't know how this became a court.
You two are debating.
I don't know what we're debating either. She tried to, like, as far as I could tell, she tried to take the contrarian, the MatPat angle, if you will.
Are you implying that my personal beliefs are contrarian?
I said, from what I could tell. I'm not making an assertive statement. But anyway, from what I could tell, she's taken the MatPat stance of the hero is actually the villain and just really wants to make it work. And you know, I applaud that.
Okay, real talk. I went into this game with it being pitched to me as commentary on the government.
It is. This is an authoritarian government, and we're liberating it and spreading art to the city. It's a beautiful message.
I went into this game with that being the angle that he used to get me interested, so I just kept it going.
He kept it going by flipping the script to 180.
I kept it going by looking at what I saw and commentating with my heart.
And conveniently seeing the things that didn't jive with it.
Excellent point. Excellent point, Your Honor. If it pleases the court, have we asked to Blob if he wants to do this? Perhaps he is just as much as a victim of the people that he is currently dousing in pain.
Who asked us?
Rainbow.
Yeah, Rainbow wasn't here for the opening cutscene where Blob. Okay, for context, Blob doesn't live here. He actively chose to run into the city after it was captured and liberated. That's part of the opening cutscene.
Your Honor. I'm tired.
Yeah, he very much chose to be here.
Your Honor, he's the trickster.
He's not the trickster, he's just talented. Bring this into the team meeting. I fucking hope not.
No. Please, no.
This is what happens today on stream dies when the stream ends.
Next week, it's like it's never happened.
Well, we can all agree next week, it really doesn't matter the morality of the situation. The situation is unfolding, so we might as well enjoy it.
I want to remind you all that... Did you not call my dad a terrorist earlier?
No, I said that he would scare people for fun, because he did.
That's, you know, that's true.
I did not say that he was a terrorist. I said that he'd scare people for fun.
He did. He did.
I interpreted it as, like, jumping out of a closet at somebody. That kind of scary. You know?
Or hitting them with a broom and breaking his own leg.
Yeah, because he did do that.
He did. My dad, when he had, I think, 2 children, though he was probably, he was like late 20s, like probably like 28 when this happened, got into a broom fight with his best friend. And that was just them hitting 2 brooms at each other, like swords. And my mom told him to stop because he was going to hurt himself, and he insisted that he wouldn't. And then he broke, like, a bone in his leg that you can't really cast. So they were just kind of like, your leg either heals right or it doesn't. And how did this happen? And he had to explain that it was because he was playing with a broom as a father of 2 children. Inkies are artificial species and therefore should have no rights. That's really funny.
So you
Back
always
from
worry about...
therapism. See, Scoundrels, it's a good thing that you left, or else you'd need more therapy if you had watched the whole stream.
Yeah, well, you're gonna have to go back and watch this VOD, Scandalous, once the stream's over.
I think you'll like it.
It's been quite... I feel like you'd appreciate it. I was about to say, oh yeah,
I guess, is immoral.
you worry about me and Daddy's doing shit like that all the time, and never once have we done anything close to...
No, I feel like if anything, it's kind of commentary on the fact that, it will happen one day.
You think me and Daddy will get into a broom fight?
I could see it.
We have better things to do. We're not the type to fight each other for fun. I know there's some guys out there who do that. We're not one of. We're not.
My dad wasn't either.
Guy.
He just.
He literally did
my
though.
My dad wasn't either. No, but he was like, he had 2 brooms, and he was like, here, let's use them like swords. He just wanted a little whimsy. Can we fault him for that? What if you want whimsy?
I'm not faulting him. I'm just saying. Me and Daddies will be fine. We'll grow up to be great dads.
In a factory.
Yeah, that is canon. We'll grow up to be great dads. We won't be irresponsible like that. We'll be irresponsible in other ways.
My dad was responsible. He just also thought brooms were funny. And going on online chat forums to say he wants to be alone. And picking up every single phone call and pretending that he was Domino's Pizza, even though nobody thought it was funny. And he did it anyways.
Is it my birthday or something? Yeah, happy birthday, Scandrous.
Swords and whimsy. Yeah, you heard swords in the context of my dad breaking his leg. Do I think CNR Bandrew is a cool guy?
Don't kill her, Chad.
I know, it's awesome. Do I think he's a cool guy? No. Nor do I think he's a low-key chill guy. He's cool. No, I'd say he's cool.
I was about to say, he's not chill, but he's definitely cool.
He's cool, for sure. He's definitely cool. But he's not a low-key chill guy, but he is cool. Hipster Bandrew goes hard. Excuse me?
What about Hipster Bandrew?
CNR2 Bandrew. Have I commented on CNR2 Bandrew? I don't remember.
I don't believe she has. I don't think she even knows who CNR2.
I want to save him? Yeah, I was talking about CNR3 Bandrew when I said that.
She wants to fix CNR3 Bandrew.
I can fix him. I think he's cool, and I can fix him and make him better and make him mine. Ignore the fact that Cash is right here.
Look, I'd understand.
You get it?
I wouldn't get it, but I'd understand. And when I say I'd understand that there's nothing I could fucking do about it, and I'd cope.
Please consider. I had 2 things to say. First of all, that gameplay mechanic reminds me a lot of Sonic 06. But then also, CNR3 Bandrew does not try to eradicate the government and police. Instead, he wants to expand the industry of the world and improve manufacturing structure. So, may I hearken you back to the Lorax?
I'm sorry, what? Who just gave a breakdown on Bandrew?
SMP fan did. And I agree, he's not trying...
I hate to break it to you, this is just not true, though.
Yeah, he is trying...
This is a pretty wild mischaracterization of who Bandrew is as a character. His goal is arguably to kill people.
He wants to be basically a dictator, right?
He wants to destroy the universe. He understands that he is trapped. He understands that he is trapped. He does not yearn for power. He understands that he is trapped in a reality that will soon end, also known as the Dream servers. So his motivation is to escape regardless of the consequences. He will kill whoever he has to. He will do whatever he has to. He will destroy whatever he has to escape. That is his driving motivation. That is his character.
I'm sorry, but the comment I leave for 2 minutes and I lose all context is really funny to me. So, for context, this is like our character. Like in our project that we're working on, this is like our character.
Fuck.
Oh, this is reminding me that I can fix him because he wants to escape. Like, I could give him stability.
He wants to escape. That's his main motivating factor. The only reason he like reforms social systems and stuff in the process is to give himself the power that he needs in order to enact his plan. He is not doing it for a love of the people, and it will not matter because in like a year or two after the systems are in place, the world will end, and he's full aware of this.
Guys, I want to let you in on a little secret. I actually have a really bad fever right now, and I can't tell what's going on anymore. I'm burning up, and I cannot tell what's going on anymore. Did I not tell you before?
I don't think so. But you do have had just a fever for a lot of days, so I kind of just operated under the assumption that you have one at all times. I'm dying, and I can't tell what's happening. CNR1 Banjo is a religious terrorist. Is this true? I don't know where that came from.
I'm so confused.
Your guys' interpretation of our characters is really interesting.
When's CNR4?
He's not a terrorist at all. Maybe he's a bit of a terrorist. But like he's just I don't even really know what his goal in the first game is.
Well, terrorism is with the intention of scaring the public, which I don't think he's really doing. I think he's just doing that with sheer riz alone.
He tries to kill people, but it's not in an attempt to scare the public.
He's a murder.
It's like to kill them because they're in his way.
He's like a lawnmower, and people are grass.
Wake up, grass!
Guys, I'm so tired. This entire stream is the funniest political debate I've ever seen. I'm glad you think so. You know, I was a little worried. I was like, oh no, we have like a new, like, chill chatter, and then they're gonna just sit through this.
Look, if you stuck around for this whole bit for the past 2 hours, you're a real one.
You're a real one.
Please let me in.
Andrew reforming party of the public turn on Andrew. So he's just a mass murderer. Yeah.
Explain to me why I need to watch the VOD, because we had like a 2-hour-long debate about the politics of this game's, like, politics in quotes, of this game's story. The ramifications of a liberation such as this. What the fuck?
I also want to point out that it started as just like a casual back and forth, and then we started assigning people in chat roles for their court case. Like, SMB fan is my client. Cinnamon is the judge.
Which really means that SMB fan is arguing for communism.
No.
He's your client.
I'm not arguing for communism.
You're representing
I'm not arguing for communism. Your Honor.
It's interesting that you strong-armed the musician into your stance against music.
I am also a musician.
No, you're a lord. What you are is an accountant!
I have free time. In the government that we're given,
you're
I have free
you're
time.
a part of big accounting.
Because the Blob's America is not the only one that has work-life balance. I don't care.
Oh, everything's
Your
American.
Your Honor, I don't care.
Your Honor, Shut up.
Your Honor, let me free.
It's
Blerica. Whatever. I called it. Forgot I did that. Do you think the Blob's a deity? Like, real talk?
Deity? I don't know. Hero, yes. I feel like deity is a big word.
It's not that long.
You're real proud of that one, huh?
Yeah. I've been making so many baller lines. I said something about how a work on Mira I did wasn't good. And he said, my sandwich disagrees and won't stand for this disrespect to yourself. And I said, well, maybe your sandwich should sit down.
What?
Remember that?
No!
Guys, my skin burns. I'm getting like hives.
Oh boy. Well, I don't think we're gonna complete this level, unfortunately. This level is always a really hard one for me, for whatever reason.
How far? How
Yeah,
does
let me
that
check.
work?
What are we sitting at right now? We're missing a shit ton of trees somehow. We're at 98% paint. We have not saved all of the radians. There's like a block that we're missing. Well, here's some of the trees. And fuck me.
So, are we wrapping this up here, or?
I think we'll wrap
Are we
up
gonna
here
go a
'cause
little
of the
late?
time.
Yeah, it is meeting
It's not
time.
super important. I will grab the last style though, because we're here.
Are we gonna play this on Friday too, right?
We might honestly play this Wednesday.
I'm down.
I struggle to see myself, if I'm honest, I struggle to see myself able to pull off a dream stream coming home
After
from
class.
a 9 to 5 at a college, right? Effectively.
Yeah.
So, we'll see. We'll
For
probably
sure.
do this, because I don't have to think. The time at the college is
Wow.
my think time, pretty much. I thought about Mira
You did a
really,
lot.
really hard today, guys. I got the I got the systems in place for an admin table to be functional.
I can tell he was busy today because he would text if I like texted him, but he would not text me first, which always means that he's thinking.
Well, for my own little
He doesn't have time for whatever I'm doing, which is usually like funny cat photos.
Anyway.
The trees are not marked on the compass once all the objectives and buildings are done.
I don't believe they are, Epic Red. From what I remember, I think it's only buildings and challengers that get marked on the compass. I know gradients don't, because I miss those fuckers all the time. I hate them. I don't know about trees, but I don't think so. There's a chance that they just show up with the same building icon, but I don't think they do. But anyway, chat, thank you for coming out to the stream tonight.
Thank you, VOD watchers, for your patience, by the way.
Thank you, VOD watchers, who made it to the end. We will be back tomorrow with some dreams. Wednesday will probably be more to Blob. Friday will be more to Blob for sure. And of course, you guys should probably expect me to be an hour late.
Yeah.
Pretty much all the time.
At least.
For the foreseeable future. Thank you for the follow, Epic Red Hat.
Thank you.
It's nice to have
It
you
was
in
wonderful
chat.
having you in chat.
And let's give JJ a raid.
You're raiding on a Monday?
Yeah, why not? I usually do.
You're just
don't I?
not. No, you don't normally.
I feel like I do. I might not have last
Yeah.
week, but I usually do. I feel like I usually
think you
go
do.
into a chat and I'm like, okay, I have to tell them that I'm leaving now because I have stuff to do because it's Monday. I think because last Monday we raided Indy.
Well, yeah, because we always seize the opportunity when Indy's live.
Yeah, but like before that, we also would raid people on Mondays. Did I hit raid too early? I did. Oops. Well, anyone who checks the end of the VOD, have a good night.